I have another section I want to read to you, but before we do that, I want to play a little game I call Reading Roulette. You ready? I don't like bookstore readings, okay, because a lot of times I find they're incredibly dry. And so my idea is that if you put a little bit of risk in there for the reader, then it's a little more exciting. So Reading Roulette is a little game where you're going to call out page numbers, and I'm going to read a snippet from that page. Ready?
218.
Okay, wait a moment. We have to put some parameters on it. Audrey! Sorry. Let's start at page 15, okay, and go to page 200, because I don't want there to be any spoilers. And so starting around page 200, we get into plot points that I don't want to reveal at this point.
118.
Thank you, Audrey. Okay, 118. Polly. It was winter between the rains. Foggy mornings, the afternoons clear and fresh, slanting light through January clouds. Polly felt glum too often. School was at the boring part of the year, the weather still bad and summer more than halfway away. The next chocolate holiday to look forward to was Valentine's Day. Next page?
72.
What?
72.
72. Adam brought the risotto pot in, placed it near the salad on the table. Pass your plates, everybody. Claire, more wine? We're all swishing in at the table? Okay, we can get cozy. But they were all deep in conversation already. It's really bad there now, Claire said. She had that do-gooder Brit look, Adam thought. Weathered, blonde, white lady with long, upper-class limbs and snarled buck teeth. How did Janelle kiss that? From all the cocaine trade, right? Sexy Lindsay put her napkin on her lap, her boobs hanging out as usual. Thanks, Adam, this looks beautiful. Help yourself to salad. 57. Amber reminded Polly of a big pinky, the baby mice Brady's dad fed the snakes at the East Bay Vivarium. As Amber worked on Joey's eyes, Polly said, "So what job are you going to look for when you get wherever you're going?" "Some shitty place with a paper hat. I just need to find a place to keep Joey while I'm working." "Can he go to preschool?" Amber shook her head. "And my mom's got my Johnny already. She's his legal guardian. My friend Kelly, she's over there near D.C. She's waiting for an opening where she works. They've got these cashiers where you don't have to be on your feet all day, and she says her babysitter could take Joey. I wouldn't mind going out there. They've got a beauty shop in her town called Doug's Harem, like a harem. That's like a brothel, only hair, like on your head. And then there's Dot's Hair You Are, like here you are, only hair you are. Really cute."
198.
198?
Yeah, getting closer.
Whoa! Jennifer did moan then. She couldn't have held it in if her life depended on it. His hand slipped up to softly cover her mouth as his own mouth ravaged her throat and shoulder. Thrill after thrill raced through her body until she thought she would melt into a puddle on her kitchen floor. No, I'm kidding. That's from a Harlequin romance. Sneaky. All right, 198. Then this will be... I had to.
Very good.
198. This is Adam, tossing the rest of shot back. He hated tequila next morning, but it was oh so sweet at night. The words "in our bed" wouldn't come, didn't matter, Stan not his fucking confessor. Stan shook his head. "Sorry, guy, that's fucked up. I heard this comedian once. Funny guy. He's like, if a woman tells you she wants an open relationship, that is not rhetorical. That cowgirl's already got another horse cut off from the herd, saddled up and ready to ride. I'm not finding that funny. That's because it's true, man. I just want to read one more. I don't want to keep you too long before we do questions. So, read a little bit of Polly. And this is near the beginning, but it's a section I like a lot. So, Polly. Like my scar? Brady asked Polly during math. Under their long work table in the basement classroom, Brady pulled up the sleeve of his gray hoodie to show her a healing, raised red gash on his forearm, almost 2 inches long, running parallel to his wrist bone. How'd that happen? Polly whispered. Mr. Anthony was looking their way. Scarification. He raised his chin, casually fixing his eyes on the board. Do you like body mod? I like tattoos. I do too. You did that yourself? Yeah, that's the point. You cut it, and then you rub toothpaste in so it will scar up. He pulled his sleeve down, pulled his notebook toward him, and started copying problems from the board. Polly sat still. She'd never admit it to her best friend Nell, but she had a crush on Brady. He'd started the year preppy, but was slowly turning more old-school punk, spiking his hair and dyeing the front of it green, wearing stud bracelets. His dad worked at the East Bay Vivarium, so Brady knew a lot about snakes. He'd duct-taped the front of his Converse high tops. His iPod playlist was all The Clash and X and Susie and the Banshees, stuff her dad liked. He was her math partner, and he was pretty good even though he was so throwback. They worked well together. It's called scarification, she whispered when Mr. Anthony's back was turned. He nodded. A lot of girls think it's repulsive. I think it's cool. Why'd you think I showed you? Polly's face grew hot, and she ignored Brady for the rest of the day. Scarification was even better than tattoos. Tattoos were for everybody, and even Amber had taken the one she wanted. She'd still get one, at least one, but she knew she had to wait. And by the time she was 18, tramp stamps would probably not even be cool anymore. But scarification, that was fascinating. The body grew back. You cut yourself, your body grew more body. You could use it to carve your emotions in your skin, your barrier against the world. To express who you were now so you would never forget, even when you were old. You could do it yourself. It didn't require parental permission, so you didn't have to wait until you were 18.